So I have single-handedly decided that it is my mission, one of my missions, one of my humanitarian efforts in life to warn people about narcissists. I have had two in my life in a way that was detrimental and damaging. And I would like to warn other people so that if you do find yourself in this situation, you know what you're dealing with. Most of the time, narcissists are really slick, like oil, you know. They kind of put you in the mind of a snake oil salesman, you know. So I'm going to tell you today, I have 8 ways that narcissists manipulate people. So I'm going to read them to you, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. Oh, my name is QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Asking Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to anyone and everyone who might like it too. Please drop us a positive comment in the comment section. And if you want to get a reading done, please hit me up. All my information is underneath this video. I would love to give you a reading. Also, underneath this video, you'll find resources for those of us who are recovering from narcissistic abuse. You will find my Patreon link, my Amazon wish list, and if you want to make a donation to the channel, you'll find my PayPal and my Cashapp. Okay, let's get started. 8 ways that narcissists manipulate people. Now, there's no .com on here that I can give credit. I just found this on Google. I don't see anybody to give credit to. So this is not my list, but I'm going to tell you guys the list, and then we're going to talk about it. The first one says labeling others with terms like loser or needy. Narcissists, especially when they've lost control of a person, they always have to control the narrative. They want to control how other people see that person. And it's generally not going to be in a positive light. So they're always going to put you as needy, clingy, crazy, a loser, you stink. You're all, is something going to be wrong with you. You're lazy, you're fat, you're something. They're always going to put negative terms onto their labeling of you. And it's only because they really want to control how other people see you. If other people see you as a decent human being, then they know it's something that the narcissist did to you. You see? So they always want to control how you're seen. So they're going to label you with something negative. So I always tell people, don't listen to the narcissist. Don't talk to them either. Because the more you listen to them, or you listen to the things that they're telling other people about you, the more upset you're going to be. And they're doing it on purpose. Number 2, displacing painful emotions onto others. Narcissists are known for coming off like they're wounded. They want us to feel sorry for them. And for a lot of us, this works. They want us to join their pity party. And this is because if they come off as wounded and they're in pain, you'll feel sorry for them. You'll feel bad for them. And then they can continue to manipulate you, because that's all this is a manipulation. They're not being vulnerable because they're trying to let you in or they're trying to get to know you. They're being vulnerable because they're faking at it so that they can control you with their emotions. I'll give you a good example. Voldemort used to always say to me, every so often I would try to break up with him. Okay. Every so often I'd be like, something about this don't feel right. You know when you with somebody and something in your gut is telling you this ain't right. Something in my gut did not like him from day one. And it kept telling me get away from him. So every time something weird happened, I would be like, I think it's time for me to go. And I would tell him like, I don't want to do this no more. And he would always say, if you don't want to deal with me no more, just tell me you don't want to deal with me no more. Like it's no big deal. And every time I'd be like, yeah, I think I need to go. He would say, well, you can't even tell me to my face. That was his biggest one. Because of course, these are something I would be talking to him on the phone. And he would be like, the least you can do is tell me to my face. The least you can do is, and then he would give me a story about somebody from the past who broke up with him and damaged him and didn't tell him to his face. And he's still upset about it. And how can you do this to me? You said you wouldn't hurt me. Oh my God. How many times did he tell me you said you wouldn't hurt me? Oh my God. So I would then feel bad. Ding, 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 ding. Now I feel bad. And I'm like, okay, well, you can come by. We can talk about it. And then he would come by and change my mind, because that was the point. He wanted to get in my face to manipulate me, to gaslight me, to keep on allowing myself to be in this situation that I know I needed to not be in. You see, it wasn't that it was so painful to him for me to say it over the phone. It was the fact that he knew if he got in my face, he could change my mind. You see, and that is a manipulation, and that's the way that they use their own painful emotions to control the rest of us. Exaggerating their feats and others' faults. The grandiose narcissists, like Voldemort, are the types that will have these delusions of grandeur. They come off like they're so God's greatest gift to everyone. That's the vibration that they have. But the narcissists who are more covert, they usually don't do that. They're the ones that are more likely to put down others and big up other people's faults. Now, grandiose narcissists will do this too. So both sets of narcissists are always constantly putting other people down, pointing out their flaws, talking shit about other people, gossiping a lot too. But the ones that are grandiose are the ones that puff themselves up. The ones that are covert, it just depends on the situation. But they're not known to be the grandiose, chest so puffed up guy kind, So that is definitely the ones who are more overt. The covert ones talk about you like a dog. Usually behind your back too. Stonewalling. Even if the narcissist is wrong. Stonewalling is when somebody refuses to talk about somebody or talk about something or respond to something. Like you say, look here, where was you last night? Or are you married or not? You ask a direct question and they either evade the question and don't answer you at all, or they give you some kind of answer. Where were you at last night? I was out. Out where? That's an evasion of the thing, They answered you technically, but they really didn't say nothing, Or they just completely ignore the question, just stonewall, Very common. So then you're constantly mad, arguing with them, yelling. You become the crazy person after a while because they keep on doing stuff like this to you that makes you snap. Scapegoating, which ostracizes the target. They have this tendency to anything a narcissist does that's wrong, they will find a way to blame it on someone else. Anything. Well, why were you playing on my phone? Why did you call me 37 times? Because you hung up on me and wouldn't listen to what I had to say. Voldemort said that to me one day. I don't know if it was 37 times. I don't remember how many times it was, because he used to just sit there and call and call and call and call. So I took the phone off the hook, because that's back when we had landlines, and I would just take the phone off the hook, but he would just keep calling, and I would be like, why the hell do you keep calling me? Because you won't answer the phone. Excuse me? Because you won't let me say what I gotta say. So now you scapegoating. So you're playing on my phone, you're harassing me on my phone, but it's my fault because I won't allow you to say what you gotta say. They scapegoat. No matter what they do, they find a way that it's not their fault. That's why most narcissists, especially the ones that have narcissistic personality disorder, most of them never change. They never do. The ones that have narcissistic personality traits might, maybe, but according to therapists, it's very unlikely. According to psychologists, it's unlikely, because they say that you have to admit accountability is a large part of healing and changing. And if they won't admit the behavior, how are you going to heal the behavior? So most narcissists are big liars, and they lie not only to us, they lie to themselves. So they never admit to themselves how they're behaving and that it's a problem. So it never changes. Next one. Intimidating and bullying others. Some narcissists will intimidate you and bully you in different ways. And some of the times it's not like, by threatening you. Some of them will just straight up threaten you. You know, they'll do stuff like that. But they will intimidate you and bully you in all kinds of different ways. And one of the things they like you to do is just to make you not feel safe. One time, Voldemort, man, I tell you, he was tripping. One time he sent me an invitation to Dave and Buster's. It was a engagement party that he was getting engaged. And we weren't talking. We had messed around. I wasn't speaking to him. We hadn't talked for months. He kept playing on my phone, kept stalking me on the internet and dumb stuff like that. And one day he sent me an invitation to his engagement party. And it was like an internet invitation, like an Evite. And I was sitting there like, why would he send me an invitation? And I forgot when it was, whatever it was, some shit. And I got it and I responded like, RSVP, no thanks. You know, take care, have a good life, congratulations, you know, some shit like that. And my friend said to me, you don't think it's weird that he's trying to lure you places? And I was like, And come to find out, there was no engagement party. So this is an Evite that he just made up and sent to me just because I'm crazy. No other reason. And my friend was like, you know, I think he's trying to intimidate you. You know, he's trying to lure you places and shit. She was like, that sounds like intimidation. So nothing ever happened from it. You know, I responded to it, didn't go, kept it moving. But it was intimidating at the time. And he did a lot of little things like that, you know, little fantasy games, fantasy head games that he would play, you know. And some of the times they can be intimidating and threatening and bullying, depending upon the situation. Gaslighting, to encourage self-doubt. Now, gaslighting is when they do something and you know they did it, they know they did it, and they won't admit to it. And they come off like you're crazy for even thinking that. And gaslighting is a term that came from an old movie called Gaslight. It's an old movie. And basically the husband kept doing things to the wife to make her think she was crazy. Like he would only fill up the gas light halfway. And then when she said, why didn't you fill it up? He act like, oh, I did fill it up. What's wrong with you? You know, or they do little things on purpose to make you think you're crazy. And it's only gaslighting when it's on purpose. You know, if you figure out something that somebody's doing to you, that's manipulation, and you tell them that you know that they're doing it, and they try to tell you that that's not what they're doing, and then make it seem like you're crazy, that's gaslighting. Like if you know that your significant other is having an affair, let's give it an example. You know your wife's having an affair and you confront her and you have all this evidence and you did this and you left out with your good underwear on, you know, and I got the, you know, the credit card bill and you booked the hotel room in the middle of the day, and, you know, and you had all this evidence and she stands there like, you're crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. And you know she did the shit. You got it in black and white piece of paper. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. No, I didn't do that. You know, that's gaslighting. She knows you know. You have evidence. You know, y'all both know she did it. And she's standing there and act like you're crazy. I don't know what you're doing. Why are you even going through my stuff? That's something that narcissists will always say. Why would you even do that? Why are you going through my stuff? Why are you reading things in my phone? Why is there something to find? Why are there naked pictures in your picture gallery? Like, come on now. You shouldn't be asking me, why am I looking? You should be asking yourself, why am I finding, you know? So they will often try to make you think you're the one who's crazy, because how dare you go do my stuff? How dare you have something to find? Hello. So this is the kind of thing that a person who's a narcissist will do. And they will gaslight you until you question yourself. That's what it's meant to do. It's meant to make you question yourself, make you question your recollection. Oh, I didn't say that. Or maybe he didn't say that. Oh, I didn't send you that. Or maybe he didn't send me that. You know, you start questioning yourself, because if a person denies something long enough, you do start to wonder if they're telling the truth. With the narcissist, no. A narcissist will hold on to a lie indefinitely. They'll never admit that shit. That's why I knew this woman once, and she was trying to get her narcissist to admit the things that he had done. I'm looking at her like, you wasting your time. He's not going to admit it. He's not going to admit it. He's going to admit the things possibly that he can't get out of. Like if you got something, you got him red-handed. I was listening to a narcissist the other day, and this man had recordings of her. Any of y'all that has saw Baby Reindeer? Baby Reindeer is a Netflix series, and it is superb. Okay, it was crazy. I mean, certain parts made me cry. It was very well done. It was artistic. It was amazing. Okay, and there's a part in there where this man has recordings from this woman. She was calling him, leaving him harassing messages over and over and over and over. I think they said she sent him like 41,000 emails, which added up to like 100 emails a day for the duration of time that they knew each other. I mean, it was ridiculous. I mean, it was crazy. This stalker was the ultimate narcissist. But anyway, I noticed that as I was sitting there watching this, he had all these recordings of her. So fast forward, Baby Reindeer comes out. Now this woman has gone on TV, on a talk show, to say that this is all untrue, blah, blah, blah. So the talk show host said to her, if you were not harassing this man, how does he have all of these voice messages of you calling him names and telling him that you want to kill him? All this stuff this woman said to him. I mean, she was awful. And she said, somebody must have recorded my voice at the pub, because they all hang at the same pub. She said, somebody at the pub must have recorded my voice, and then they made fakes of me. This man had like, I don't know if he had like 100 hours of like messages from her. I mean, come on. I could see somebody taking, like, they have this thing called deep fakes. If you Google deep fake, you'll see it's ways that people can fake certain things. Fake that you're saying things, or fake a picture that's not you through AI. It's ways of faking things, yes. But it's very unlikely that somebody is going to have 100 some hours of voicemails from one person that they deep faked. It's just very unlikely. Also, you can look up somebody's IP address, unless they use a VPN. You can look up somebody's IP address and see if they're the person that's sending these 41,000, emails. So either way, there's ways to be able to verify this. But look at that. The narcissist still won't admit that is true. She still won't admit it. She's still lying, still saying it's a fake, still saying it didn't happen. If you ever met Voldemort, he would swear he didn't do any of the things that I just said. Even though I got emails, I got I got all kinds of messages, I got my conversations with him, I got all kinds of shit. He would swear it wasn't him. He didn't write it. He didn't do it. He don't know nothing about it. To this day, and this happened 20 years ago. That's how narcissists are. It's really crazy. And this is to make you doubt yourself. But as the other person, I'm like, I saw the emails. I know it was you. You can't gaslight me. Now, he might be able to gas other people that it really didn't happen, or that I'm making it up, or whatever the case is, which is fine with me because I really don't care. But the bottom line is that it's an attempt to make me doubt myself. And it's like, I'm not doubting myself. I know you're crazy. I know that you're a covert narcissist. And I know what happened. I know what I saw. I know what I experienced. So that's what a lot of them will do if you allow them to do it to you. The last one is dehumanizing and devaluing others. A lot of narcissists don't give a fuck about other people. Unfortunately, many of them don't care about themselves. That same movie, Baby Reindeer, he said in one of the lines, I hated myself more than I loved her. There was a woman that he fell in love with in the movie, not the stalker, a different woman. And he just would not allow himself to love this woman. He kept, he just kept doing stuff. He just kept messing up. He left her one day on the train. I mean, he just kept doing stuff. And when people asked him, like, why did you do this? He was doing a monologue about why he did this dumb stuff that he had done. And he said, I hated myself more than I loved her. Narcissists hate themselves deep down inside. They never will admit that. Some of them will to get petty, but other ones would never admit it, because they're so grandiose. But that's what it's all about, is to dehumanize, is to devalue other people, and when you hate yourself, all you can do is hate others. So it's just really their own self-hatred projected onto the rest of us. So they hate the rest of us. They dehumanize. They devalue the rest of us. They don't care about the rest of us, our feelings. They don't take us into consideration. We're just disposable trash to them because they feel like disposable trash. It's impossible. That's why people always tell you to love yourself first, because it's hard to value other people when you don't value yourself. And that's how they are. So if you have a narcissist that's dehumanizing or devaluing you or doing any of these other things, especially gaslighting or intimidating you, if you got one that's doing any of these things, get help. Seek help. Seek some type of professional help. There's lots of programs out there for people who have gone through narcissistic abuse. There's books, there's programs, there's workshops, there's all kinds of stuff. Now we know what this is. Nobody really had a lot of conversation about narcissists 30 years ago. I didn't even hear the term until college. So it's one of those kind of things. Now we have a lot more information about it and how it affects the person who's dealing with it, as well as the people that they're abusing. So if you're one of those people, get that help. Now we're going to do some positive comments. The first one came from Essence Bolton 3503. I'm on the Aquarius cusp. I love kinky sex so much. Still single and bisexual. Well, honestly, it's not unusual for an Aquarius to feel that way. It seriously is not. None of that is unusual. The singleness, the kink, the bisexuality, none of it is. I feel like this, right? If you're being safe sex, if you're being safe, you're not telling no lies, you're not hurting no feelings, you ain't, gaslighting nobody, you're being honest, I'm single, having a good time, keeping yourself clean, have a good time. At least you're not married and cheating on somebody. If you're single and having a good time, have a good time. Just protect yourself and your partners. OG Smooth, what's up, OG? Get detached when a person's words don't match their actions. Or that we are always prepared to bounce if things are nothing but bullshit. That first part about words not matching actions, that's another thing that you'll see a lot of with abusers, especially narcissists, but all kinds of emotional abusers and liars. Their words and actions don't match. Like, they'll tell you, I love you and I'm here for you, or any number of things. And then when they get down their actions don't match. A person whose words and actions don't match is a person who's manipulating you. And you may see this in all kinds of subtle ways up to more intense ways. Friends may do this, family members. But if somebody's always telling you, oh, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, or I did this, or I did that, if they're always running their mouth, but you never see no action, they're manipulating you. And they might not be doing it on purpose. It might just be something that is like a habit. Because some people are habitually like that. I have a friend. And this friend is always telling people, oh, I'm going to pick this up for you. I'm going to get this for you. I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to take you here. He's always making promises to people. And then when it's time to do whatever that something is, he always don't remember. He don't remember. He didn't say that. Oh, did I? It's fuzzy. Maybe I was high. He always got an excuse when it's time to get down with the get down. You know what I'm saying? So if a person's words don't match their actions, they are just saying whatever they're saying to manipulate you. Don't even fall for it. Just understand that that's what it is. and don't expect anything from them. Don't give them anything either, because if you're giving with the belief that it's going to be reciprocal, it's going to be reciprocity, it's not going to happen. So don't do that to yourself. Just leave them alone. And what was the last part? Aquarius are always prepared to bounce if things are nothing but BS. This is true. I'm always ready to go. I'm always ready to go. And we don't trust anybody, so a lot of us are just waiting. We're just sitting there like, we're just waiting for you to do some nut shit. That's why if you notice with Aquarius, a lot of times we'll be seeing somebody for a long time, and maybe we're not making any moves or moving forward or moving as fast as they want us to, not moving towards commitments, because we're waiting to see, we're watching them. We're waiting to see what's going on. We're waiting to see if it's BS. We're seeing if their words match their actions. We're seeing if they're, cool to be around. We're trying to fill them out. So it takes time sometimes. All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So you come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.